tell me what got gun on that dirt. Yeah.
Yo, if I were podcasting, it would be insane. Knowledge flowing like the sweetest rain. Professor Bear on the mic, spreading wisdom wide. A bear's thoughts, that's my pride, I can't hide.
With the voices in your ear, changing the game.
If I rule podcasting, every thought we'd ignite. In a world of chatter, we'll just walk in the fight. With Professor Bear, we're climbing to new heights. A Bear's Thoughts podcast, shining bright in the night. Topics from the heart, never sounding the same. Got laughs and debates, never dull or bland. From culture to tech, take you by the hand. Join the ride with us, feel the vibe expand. With every episode, we shine that beginnings on the cusp. Not too old to adjust. Old dog, new tricks. Remember, I was just a pup. Something dirty in my cup. Clean soul.
So tune in, don't miss what we got to share. If I rule podcasting, I spread the love everywhere.
Welcome, and thank you for joining me this evening. I am Professor Bear, and this is A Bear's Thoughts. And my thought today is, it's cold as hell, but 2026 has been an amazing year so far. Been having some great guests, great stories. It's been more than I anticipated, and makes me very happy to share my woods with a lot of great podcasters. And speaking of great podcasters, these two, I have to say, we have collaborated on a few different things a couple of times, and we're supposed to tomorrow, but unfortunately, with the weather and someone getting sick, we're not going to be able to. But I got them on my show, and I love listening to them. They have such a great takes, I believe, and they're just super great people. Guys, girls, this is Talking to Rasslin with Pondwater and Amy. How are y'all doing today?
Oh,
Great.
I hope we can live up to that introduction. Thank
No
you.
kidding.
You are too kind, sir.
Oh, it's easy when you tell the truth.
Thank you for that. We're excited to be.
Yes.
So I always start with this question. How did y'all become wrestling fans?
Let me get my answer first, because Dave, he's got a whole chapter that he can go into with it. But I think, well, I started at a young age. I live in Western Kentucky, and on Saturdays, I remember watching Memphis wrestling out of Memphis, and WWF would come on. I was very much, I probably wasn't 5 or 6 years old, and just seeing that on the television and was instantly intrigued. And then it's just, as time has gone on, I love Miss Elizabeth. She was also from Kentucky, and for whatever reason, that made me feel like we were kindred spirits, and just enjoyed all the atmosphere, the pomp and circumstance, for a better word, of wrestling. And as time went on, and as I got older, things become more available. You get to see a lot a lot of different wrestling that's out there. You get to even go back and look at the stuff you used to watch and watch it with a different eye. And I have just continued that love literally until today, which knocking on the door of I'll be 50 in 6 months. So 45 years of good wrestling history is what I'm coming from. Okay, Dave, go ahead. Tell them your story.
Well, when I was a kid, my mom introduced me to it probably when I was 5 or 6 years old. And sorry about the background.
No problem.
My mom introduced me to it, was telling me this is what my grandfather used to take me to see. And I would see Ivan Putski. And Ivan Putski was doing like bodybuilder stuff, acts of strength where he would put cinder blocks on his chest and they'd break them with sledgehammers. But he would bring toys to the ring and the blackjacks would come out and break his toys and he'd go berserk. And we knew Wahoo. Wahoo was a friend of the family. So I may not have known who a lot of other people were, but I knew who Wahoo was. But then as Saturday Night Live started coming on Saturday nights, I kind of got away from watching wrestling because I was such a huge comedy fan. And then as I got older, when I was 16, my little brother was watching it on TV. And I was kind of giving him a hard time, like, hey, that's not real. And my mom told me to leave him alone. And it was the night before a huge card at Reunion Arena in Dallas. And Ric Flair was on there, and he was being Ric Flair. I mean, he's just being so obnoxious. And my brother would try to tell me whoever, he's going to wrestle Kerry. And I told my little brother if he cleaned my bedroom on Sunday, that I would take him to that because I couldn't get out of the house unless my room was clean. So, well, honestly, I had no intentions of taking him, but he cleaned my room up and my mom made me take him. We go down there, we get tickets. We're on the very last row at the very top of Reunion Arena. And Harley Race and King Kong Bundy were on the undercard. The Kabuki and the Dragon against David and Kevin. I saw Kerry and Flair go 2 out of 3 falls. I was hooked. I yelled my throat out. And since August of 1982, I have been a hardcore fan. So, and by the time I graduated high school, I wanted to be a referee. I wanted to be David Manning. And I went to where I heard the wrestlers worked out, and they ran me off. It wasn't easy. You couldn't get back. There was no wrestling schools or anything back then. So then some 20 years later, I go to wrestling school to wrestle and quickly transitioned into being a referee because I was horrible. I mean, I didn't have what it takes to be a wrestler, but for the last 20 years, I've been a referee and still a huge fan.
That is so cool. So I guess the big question for you, Dave, is when you saw Rick and Kerry go 2 out of 3 falls, was it what was it that really just made you that the fan?
The injustice. The outside ref, the referee, the special ref they brought in, Alfred Neely, was being one-sided, making horrible calls. Of course, Flair being Flair, that Kerry completely dominated him. Kerry completely dominated him and didn't win the title, and it was just a huge injustice. So, but hey, they're coming back, and we're going to do it again on Christmas. So there we are on Christmas. So, I mean, Flair was doing his job and made me hate him, and it took me several years to realize that it was Rick that I was going to see.
Right.
I mean, even the second time I went is because Rick was defending the title the third time I went, Rick was defending the title at the Sportatorium against Terry Gordy. And the fourth time I went, he was defending the title against Kevin at Fair Park Coliseum. And then the next time I was scheduled to go, he was supposed to be giving Kevin a rematch at Reunion Arena, and he lost the belt to Harley. And when I saw the marquee said Harley Race versus Kevin Von Erich, I was mad because Flair wasn't there. But you didn't know until you got to the arena that the title had changed. So it was just that's what got me hooked. Is I loved all the action, but that main event, seeing Kerry get screwed, just now you're in, and you want to see Flair get his, and you want to see what the NWA is going to do about that referee, and is Fritz going to be in trouble because Fritz beat the referee up?
Right.
I mean, it was just, and it was 43 years, almost 44 years ago, and I remember it like it was yesterday.
So, and I'm like both of y'all. I'm 52, so I can remember back. Oh God, I remember. Well, I somewhat remember. My brother had to help me with the story, but me, my father, and two brothers went to a wrestling match, and as we were coming in, it was I believe it was Ron White. Ron White. He stopped my brother, and he asked him, because we had ringside seats, he asked him to hold the chain for him. So my brother like, okay, sure. So so the match going on, and Ron get out the ring, told my brother give him the chain. My brother gave him a chain. He went in there and beat the tar out of whoever he was wrestling. I can't remember, but out of all of that, my brother got a shirt signed. That's it. But it's that memory of wow, because of course they were superstars. It's not like today where you can get on the internet and see any show, any place around the world. Then you had your local wrestling, and they were the biggest thing in the world.
Oh yeah, you run into a wrestler in public, and I mean it was the coolest thing. I mean, we had a grocery store, and Armand Hussein, who I hated because of that whistle, he would come in our grocery store and go because he would buy turkey wings from us, and he probably was in 4 times before I had enough nerve to even speak to him. Just because they were so intimidating.
Oh yeah, and the thing, and I think I can speak for all of us on this. The major thing that we love is it was the kayfabe. You good guys would speak, give you autograph. The bad guys would tear you a new one and go. But it helped solidify that love and that passion. You are butt to me. I want you. You're gonna get yours. You're gonna get yours.
Well, yeah, and you believed. I mean, you believed what you were seeing. I mean, even when I got to a point where, that didn't look real, but that did. I mean, you couldn't tell me on Christmas night when Terry Gordy slammed that cage door on Kerry's head that he didn't kill him.
Oh yeah. So now this is one I got to know. With all the years we have in wrestling, what is your all-time favorite match?
Go ahead, Amy.
Well, favorite match, because I'm taking me straight to WrestleMania 3. That's going to be my all-time favorite. I mean, I'm a huge Randy Savage Elizabeth fan, so I'm going to say Randy Savage and Steamboat. I would probably say that is one of my absolute favorite matches. WrestleMania 3 as a whole, but that is one of my favorite matches.
I'm going to say Magnum TA, Tully Blanchard, and Steel Cage, the I Quit match.
Very good.
Dave, I knew we were kindred spirits because that is my favorite match of all time, too.
Now, I'll qualify it with my favorite match that I've ever seen in person is the Terry Gordy Killer Khan Texas Death Match, Thanksgiving 1984.
Ooh. That was
talk about
So with let me get back into the podcasting aspect of it. What brought y'all together and what made y'all decide to do a podcast?
Dave,
Well,
you want to answer?
well, for me, I'm good friends with Conrad Thompson, and when he started ad free shows, our group chat had a lot of input. We were basically his think tank. He bounced ideas off of us, and just for content, our group chat got was doing a podcast on ad free shows, and I really enjoyed doing that. And when it went away, I missed it and thought, well, maybe I could do something. So my friend RJ Krasinski let me start sitting in on his podcast, and when he transitioned from Ringside Rant into his podcast with the referees, Corderis and Hebner, I, along with Justin Davis, who was on that show, decided we'd do our own thing. And I knew Amy from because I'd met Amy through ad free shows, and whenever they do live Q&As, Amy always asks really good questions. And I wanted somebody on there that, because I can address 20 years of referee experience, 40 something years of being a fan, and then and also I was fresh coming off of Ric Flair's last match, so we had a little momentum. So we asked Amy to join us, and we started out was talking wrestling with Pondwater Dave, and then we renamed it a couple years ago and made it Talking Wrestling with Pondwater and Amy.
Cool. So, Amy, what was it like when he asked you to join the podcast?
I think it was exciting. I've had the opportunity to go on some other different podcasts, like as a guest or something like that. And I mean, I think we all enjoy talking about wrestling and just our thoughts and things like that. That's what we would do even when, when we get in person. Dave and I have a kind of a friend group, and, we talk about other things, but, that is really what kind of solidified the friendship, is that we all enjoyed different aspects of wrestling. And again, I came from Western Kentucky, so I knew Memphis wrestling, to where he was down in Dallas. So you're going to hear a lot of WCCW from him. And so that was just really fun to kind of talk about. And I was like, yeah, let's see what, let's see what we can do. And, I 3 years now, right, Dave? It's been 3 years, and
we just had our third anniversary. Yes.
We just keep chugging along.
So with that being said, what makes you all's podcast different from anyone else's?
Well, for one, we have our mission statement is to promote independent wrestling. We show we support independent wrestling. I've been a referee on the indies for 20 years, and I strongly believe that the stars of tomorrow are in the indies today. They just hadn't had the opportunity yet. Then there's I can draw back on 20 years in the ring. I can so we have that. It's like we see it through the referee's eyes, but then with Amy, we see it through the fans' eyes. And that's just, I think that's what separates us, is that you got, one on the inside, one on the outside, and bringing in and then trying to focus on the indies.
Mm-hmm. I do like that we really focus on the independent wrestling, because it is amazing how many talented people are out there performing every weekend, how many really good wrestling promotions are out there and putting on very quality shows that people can really get out there and go see and have a good time. Plus, a lot of the promotions that we run into are very much working with the community, and they put on fundraisers, or they split the pot, or whatever. I know SWA does that a lot, right, Dave? They do a lot of fundraising at schools and different things like that in the area,
Yes.
and they have come on to talk to us. And again, we get to promote that in a weird way. We get to be a little sliver of a wrestler's story going on. And, one of those things is like, oh, I knew them when kind of thing. We might be able to get to say that. I tell Dave the other thing that I bring sometimes, which is not always as popular, is that mama perspective, because I'm like, oh, they're going to get hurt. Oh, I don't want to see that. So I do that quite a bit. uh, because, again, I want everybody to be safe. I know they're doing, I know they're very talented and well trained. But yeah, I do. And I thank you, Andrew. I do think that our interviews with the independents, again, sometimes we're the first time, excuse me, we're the first podcast they've ever done an interview with. And again, we get that little sliver. We get to be part of their story. And I really do enjoy that.
It is an amazing thing because with my podcast, I'm very similar to y'all's, that I love independence. I love giving people a chance. I love having not just wrestlers, but referees, commentary, managers, just any different perspective of wrestling for fans to look at and learn from. Because a lot of times we fail as fans, we fail to realize that the sport of wrestling is a team sport. Even though you just see the two people in the ring, you got the ref, you got the commentary team, if they have a manager, if they have a valet, if you got people doing security, all that plays a part in having a fantastic show. And I love to spotlight that. And just like you, Amy, I always feel like, hey, when you get bigger, I think just that little bit of me helps you. Hey. And one other thing that I wanted to point out, Amy, is you have the women's perspective also, which I think is very underutilized and needs to be out there more. Because like you said, you've been a fan for over 40 years. There are women out there that can talk about the perspective that us as males don't see or think about. So I think that's a good thing that y'all bring also.
Thank you.
Thank you.
With that being said, what I'm not asking for names, but what have y'all, the experience y'all had, what was the toughest person that y'all had that y'all just basically had to just keep drawing, pulling things out of, that they just, it's like, hi. Well, you ask a question, I'm like, yes. Then they just sat there.
I think we have had a few people who we were the first time they had been on a podcast. And again, we and sometimes, like you said, that's kind of hard if they don't really know much about being interviewed or how that kind of works. And obviously we want them to look the best, in the best light possible. And so we kind of have, like, I say, some stock questions, like,
Yeah.
we can talk about whatever, however, to kind of help bring them out a little bit. But I don't think we've really had anybody that's been really, like, I really do think sometimes it's the person's first time really doing that type of interview. And so they're just not really for sure. And they don't want to mess up. Sometimes they're not sure if they want to do it in character or not. And so sometimes we get a weird hybrid. And so but we just go with it. We just, our goal is try to make them look the best. And sometimes we bring them back so then that they can be like, my God, that was the wild, you know, like, man, you have really, we won't say that to him, but we're thinking, man, you have really improved.
Well, I think the ones that stand out to me more are just if there's like a technical problem with bad internet.
Sure.
I mean, like as this interview is going on, it's going to continue to get darker around me because
Mm-hmm.
fortunately I'm in a situation where I'm not in my studio tonight because we don't have any electricity. But
Stupid
internet
snowstorm.
challenges, background noise. We had a guy on one time, and we're gonna have him on again. But I mean, he had to go outside on the front porch and he lived on a busy road.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, sometimes those things can't be helped.
Yeah, definitely. Um,
And we did
who?
have a guy on one time that had heat with a lot of wrestlers, and they were attacking him in the chat.
That was probably the most uncomfortable
Well, I was the
I've
last one
been.
that realized it.
Yeah,
Like, I
that's
just
true.
thought, being in the locker room, I thought they were just screwing with him, and I was trying to play along, not realizing that they were serious.
Yeah, that was also
And then once
super
everybody got my
fun.
attention and said that these guys, this is real, and then I'm like, oh, so that was
I
probably
know.
the episode.
Dave was actually asking the questions that they were asking. We're like,
But I thought it was like ball busting guys that they were tight with, and no, they were seriously.
I think that's when your I am elderly shirt came out, right? Like that was the epitome of what was going on. Like, read your text, Dave. No.
Yeah, I was slow to catch on. My wife finally yelled, "For the love of God, it's not. This is not good."
Yeah, that was definitely different. We've never had that happen before, and it was we never had that happen before, and I don't think we've ever had that happen since. So
We've been
that's
very
been very
lucky.
yes, that's been very good.
Lucky.
Oh, how
I've definitely learned to look at comments and read in my head, okay, is this a good one? Okay, I'm not going to put that one out there. Just we won't even. We're going to pretend that didn't happen and keep going.
yeah.
I probably the most offensive one that I've seen is I had a trans woman on, and the interview was going great, and then I saw a message, and I was like, okay, that it just wasn't necessary. And it happened to coincide when I had asked her about the issues of dealing with people, and so I took advantage of her giving her answer, and I rolled it into, look, if you don't like my show, they have this thing called the off button.
Right.
And I said, do not ever send that crap to my email again.
Mm-hmm.
And it is always amazing to me how people really take things way too far. And again, none of us are dumb. We all know what wrestling is. Why would you do or say something to be so disrespectful? I never get it.
No.
Yeah, the internet wrestling community can be very, very brutal.
Yeah. With that being said, who has been your favorite interview?
Dave, you got a favorite? Oh.
Who does not?
Okay, yeah. You got a favorite, Dave?
We can't hear you.
You're muted. You're muted. Can't hear you.
Oh. Okay, he's gonna. I'm assuming he's gonna try to come back in.
Okay, I'm trying to think. Um, like I said, we have been able to really interview some really fabulous talent. Um, right now, I tell you a series, kind of a series things that we're doing right now. We are. You back, Dave?
I'm back. I apologize.
Oh, no problem. I
My
understand.
phone rang and it just knocked me off.
Yeah, I understand.
I was getting ready to say, Dave, that my favorite interviews are the ones that we're kind of doing right now. So MPX, which is out of Fort Worth, Texas, is doing a Rumble. And for the last at least 4 to 5 weeks, we've had someone on our show that's going to be in the Rumble, and they're talking about different things like that. I have really, really enjoyed this kind of run up to the Rumble, and it's next weekend. And so we will be having Demo Diamond on our podcast this Wednesday, and he'll talk to us about you know, his 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 spot in the Rumble and MPX. And then we have our final guest the following week. But I really have enjoyed this kind of little series that we've been doing.
Yeah, I go way back with a lot of the people. I go back with the people that own MPX. It's MPX is owned by Athena and her husband Matthew Palmer, and their booker Richard Hill was the booker for PCW. Richard gave me my break. Richard's the reason I'm I got to referee. So that just because I have so many friends from that promotion that came from PCW, the fact that they let us help promote their big events.
Mm-hmm.
We did this for them either last year or the year before. They were having a big show at a new venue called the Epic, and for several weeks before that event, we helped promote that event and had them on, and then we're doing the same thing for them for the Texas Rumble.
And MPX, go ahead, Dave.
But in that time, MPX and ROH announced that on the 29th, they're doing MPX versus ROH. So that opportunity's come around.
Mm-hmm. And MPX, if you're not watching it, it's on Twitch, but it's a very solid promotion, and they have shows every week. It is a great production, great stories. I mean, it's like watching. It's episodic wrestling, and so again,
50 weeks a year.
We love promoting it because just of the different venues and the events that they have, but they are really, really good all the way around. It's very enjoyable to watch, and so that makes it easier too. But yeah, it's episodic. It's just like your TNA and your WWE and AEW. Like every week, you get to know these wrestlers and different things like that. And so I really do. I've really enjoyed this this kind of what did I call it earlier? This series. That's what I was trying to think of. And looking forward to do more because, like I said, MPX is a really great promotion and putting on great shows.
It is so funny because with me seeing them teaming up with ROH, I actually probably a few days before I saw the advertisement, I was going to try to reach out to them to see if I could get them on my promotion appreciation month.
Yay!
Which I have went way too far on. Well, it started out, I was just going to do U.S. promotion. That's it. Then I made a little small mistake and got a Finland promotion.
Oh, awesome.
So from there, now I have 2 Australian promotions. I have 2 New Zealand promotions. I have a couple of UKs. I got a couple of Africa promotions. I have Canadian, and it's I got a big one that just today I think okay, we're gonna do it. So needless to say, where I've been doing 2 or 3 a day of podcasting,
Uh-huh.
I'm going to be up to 4 to 5. And what's interesting is, you see, sometimes you make plans
Yeah.
and don't really think about the outcome. I didn't really think getting all these different promotions, that's different time zones. That means I'm gonna have to get up at different times.
Oh,
Yeah,
goodness.
there's a group in England that wanted me on, and we had to find a day that we could match it up just because of the huge time difference.
I say we have a friend of ours. He lives in Australia, and he jumps on, and it's always like, "Good morning." When we're at 6 o'clock on Tuesday night, he's like just getting up and flipping us on for work. So I can totally understand that. That's really exciting, though. Again, the fact that there are that many promotions out there that you want to promote and shine a light on. I mean, like I said, it's really great for wrestling.
That, I think so too, and it's just the fun. Again, I think that most, and let me take that back. I would say some wrestling fans don't understand how big the sport really is, and that there are other countries that have wrestling there too.
Mhm.
So it's like, if I can put a spotlight on it, why not? And again, it's something that helped me learn too, because honestly, I didn't realize when I got the Finland one, that blew my mind. I'm like, wow, okay. And
We have a sponsor that makes belts, and we just recently featured his Pan African belts for a promotion that he made in Africa that's in Africa. And you don't realize that how worldwide it's wrestling's in places that you probably didn't think wrestling was.
it's funny, especially doing podcasts. I'm always just thinking of a little bubble. It's just a little bubble. But then when you find out, I had a UK podcast on, and we were talking, and he was like, "Yeah, I listen to you all the time." I'm like, "Who? What? Huh? What? What? Why me?" But and it's like, okay, a wrestling fan is a wrestling fan. If you connect, you're gonna follow. So I've I've been blown away doing this, and that's why I'm doing this now, to show support and love to different podcasters, and to get over the one thing that people feel like podcasters can't work together because, oh, you're taking my viewers away and you're taking my money. No, a lot of us just enjoy talking wrestling and having different perspectives on it.
There's something for everybody, and it some of my favorite podcasts that I listen to are when there's there's a camaraderie amongst everybody that's on there, that it just sounds like a conversation rather than segment A, segment B, segment C.
Mhm. And I think that is another reason why Dave and I like doing it so much is like it could be podcasting or it could be we could be at his kitchen table talking. I mean, it's the same exact same. And when we bring our friends in and different things like that, this is the conversation we're having in the lobby of a hotel waiting to go to a show, or you know, uh, again around the table eating dinner or whatever. Like these are the things that we're just all talking, and again giving our perspectives and ideas and thoughts. And I mean, I think that's the reason why we really do enjoy what we're doing. We're just talking and we're just talking about something that we really enjoy and getting all those different perspectives.
And we also like to go live, and we have the chat active, and we interact, and we play off the chat, and it's kind of we kind of got us a small community that's following us now.
Yeah.
I mean, we can go on Wednesday night. We go on Wednesday night, and AEW's on, and they're still watching us. They might have it on in the background, but we don't. because you're competing with wrestling every night now.
Oh yeah.
But the fact that they'll come spend an hour and a half with you makes you feel pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it makes you feel like, wow, I have a voice in wrestling, and that's amazing. So,
And our friend Andrew, he really doesn't hate wrestling. He's just he's in this phase right now. Don't listen to him as much.
you know what though? I would say this: there are points I hate wrestling too, but it's a good hate because sometimes the storyline gets ridiculous or just different things, and when we say we hate something, it's not that we hate it, we hate what's going on.
Sure.
Roman is sitting at home making his money. He does one-off appearances. That's it.
Much like NIL's killing college basketball, college football, guaranteed contracts and limited appearances has done the same thing. That's why I said earlier that the star of the show isn't Roman Reigns anymore. The star of the show is not Cody Rhodes anymore. I mean, the star of the show is the brand.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, in WWE is never going to let any talent become bigger than the brand.
Of course not.
And AEW, their owner likes wrestling and good matches. So, and I hadn't figured out what TNA's goal quite yet. I hadn't got a feel for what their flavor is yet. But you got Tony Khan, who's booking what he wants to see. He wants good matches. His storylines aren't as strong, but his matches, and I've never paid for AEW. I take that back. 95% of the time, if I pay for an AEW pay-per-view, I don't have buyer's remorse because I get more than I actually wanted to see.
Mm-hmm.
Amen.
WWE is completely different.
And that's the thing for me. I get why people are have I'm tired, this went long. I understand that point of view, but I'd rather you go long with quality matches where I'm paying for a pay-per-view and get 13 matches versus paying for a pay-per-view and get 5.
And I'm with you on that. Like for WWE, you're not paying full price. I mean, they're PLEs, so we're not paying $50 to watch it anymore. But for AEW, if I pay $39.99 watching it on Max, I don't mind it going as long as it goes, but just start earlier.
What?
Because I can't at 11 o'clock at night. I'm sleeping through the main event. I gotta get up at 3:30.
I think that and I said this last year, that I think if they would just do more afternoon pay-per-views, their buys would be so much better.
I love the afternoon pay-per-views because then you can go do something on Saturday night if you want to.
Exactly. That's why I'm looking forward to the Royal Rumble. I'm like 2:00. Oh yes, I'm with that. Then afterwards, if I want to watch Collision, I can watch Collision. Or if my wife want to do something, we can go do something.
Without a doubt, it's so. And when they did All In, when they did Wembley, when they did the show in Wembley, it's an afternoon show. How could you not hate it? I mean, how could you not like it? It was. I can watch 13 matches, but if you do it, especially on a Sunday night, and I got to go to work on Monday, I mean, I'm waiting the whole show to see Swerve, and I slept through his match.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We used to watch wrestling at 6:05 on Saturday. You know,
8:05 is over.
So
I know that's what I'm saying. Yeah,
I'm going to really test y'all's memory on this.
Oh Lordy, okay.
Did y'all know it was a pay-per-view called 605?
I had no idea.
No.
Oh, I found this out and I was like, This was it's supposed to be a reunion of the WCW NWA era. Most of the wrestlers was there, never was on those shows.
Oh,
And this is arguably one of the worst pay-per-views of all time. This one even makes the Heroes of Wrestling look decent.
Oh no.
is that on YouTube? Is that where you found it? Interesting. Okay.
I can't. I was watching someone's YouTube page and I saw it, and I just sat there. I'm like, oh my! Oh, the main event.
You just gave me and Amy a topic for a week.
Oh yeah, the main event was Scott Steiner versus Buff Bagwell.
Okay.
The opening was Hacksaw Jim Duggan versus Nikolai Volkov.
What year was this?
Was this at a casino in Tunica, Biloxi, Mississippi?
No, it wasn't Biloxi. What was it? It may have been. No, it was oh goodness, where they used to shoot WCW in Orlando.
Okay.
Yes. Oh, matter of fact, one of the matches was DDP versus Canyon.
This is a wild, eclectic little group there.
After the match, DDP said, I heard something. I heard that you were gay.
Wow.
Go out of y'all way to find this.
Wow. Okay.
I felt bad because I was like, I'd never heard of this. I was like, so they're making this up. No. Oh God.
Yeah, that's definitely going to be something we're going to look for.
Yeah, very much so. That's funny.
So with that being said, what do y'all think about AJ possibly retiring on Saturday?
It hurts my heart, but he deserves it. He has given us 20 years plus of absolute entertainment. And I think we got a great match at Saturday night's main event between, Shinsuke and him. We're not going to necessarily get that with Gunther just because of the way Gunther wrestles versus, he's not Shinsuke.
That might be match of the year.
Oh, Shinsuke and AJ?
Maybe match of the year. The bar has been set very, very high now for the rest of the year.
That's very true. But I don't see how AJ cannot get beat by Gunther by how they're making Gunther this retiree killer. It makes sense that they're going to have Gunther win. But it's sad because I can remember when he came out at the Royal Rumble and that music and just the absolute explosion of the fans, when he came out at the Royal Rumble. I think it was 2017, 2008, somewhere in there. But he deserves it. He's done a lot for wrestling. And as much as I hate to see him go, I'm very happy that he's getting to go out in this way. He's not injured. He's kind of gotten to have some really great matches. Again, if you look back, he's gotten to wrestle John Cena and did he wrestle Roman recently? I'm trying to think of like I saw this little meme or something where they're just kind of talking about it's been watching
AJ's retirement tour and didn't realize it.
Yes, exactly. Thank you. It's been a retirement tour, but we just weren't aware at the time. And so,
Well, if he's really retiring, and I could see it. He's worked real hard. He's probably been really smart with his money, and he could retire and have a great life with his family. And he's still got his health where he can, he's had a couple of injuries. So maybe he's thinking that it's time to step away and enjoy his family and, be active with them. or this could be completely forced by WWE and his contract's coming up, and we could see him pop up in TNA or AEW. I mean, in a few months we'll know.
Yeah. His kids are fairly, I mean, they're still in school and stuff. So it's, like he could definitely be just wanting to be more, involved with them and maybe take a couple years. I mean, how old is he? 50? I don't know how old he is.
40,
But
what?
47, I think.
Oh, well, I mean, yeah, I mean, he could definitely be.
I mean, and hey, maybe he beats Gunther. Maybe Braun Breaker comes down and spears Gunther out of his boots.
No, I don't see that.
Well,
But
Gunther's not gonna lose clean. Something's gonna happen if Gunther loses because they don't want to kill what they're doing with him.
I don't think
there was a little interaction between Braun and Gunther, so I'm wondering.
Okay, and it maybe depends on how the Royal Rumble, how that match
Gunther
goes.
loses AJ Styles and then enters the Rumble and wins the Rumble, then you forget that he lost to AJ Styles.
I think they've reinvented Gunther after the horrible year they put on him. And if I would say it like this, if WWE has any intelligence, they would not mess with Gunther right now. Because if you make Gunther any type of soft or take a loss before he can get to the main objective, they're gonna kill his character, and I don't see any coming back from it.
Yeah, they did the angle with AJ where they said that Gunther tapped, and they were making it a big deal. But I thought it was obvious that Gunther tapped AJ away from the referee to get out of the hold. It wasn't a tap out to quit. It was a tap out to fool AJ to letting him out of the hold.
Right.
I thought it was brilliant. I thought it was a brilliant move, but all I heard for 2 weeks after that is that Gunther tapped. Why are y'all letting Gunther tap after all that? He didn't. That was back in the day when Harley Race would be in a 2 out of 3 falls match. If Flair was with Flair and Flair put the figure 4 on him in the second fall, Harley would tap. I mean, he'd give up right then and get out of the hold before the damage could be inflicted. And then he'd have to win the third fall, or it would go to a draw with 1 fall each.
But I don't think the people that are saying that understand storyline and storytelling and like how that is part of, like they're just they're just screaming, he tapped, like, like whatever that, but I don't understand.
Like he got away with it. He I thought it was brilliant, and
yes, you're totally wrong about that.
Driving that point home, like Jim Ross would have drove that point home.
And that's the thing too. I have to say, Gunther is such a throwback to old style wrestling that I think the modern fan do not catch some of the subtleties that he does. And that's what I like about him so much. He does not have a finisher. He's beating opponents in so many different ways. And that is just, again, a throwback to older wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
And it makes him feel like, okay, it's nothing special about him when he's actually very special.
Yes, little things. And I tell Amy at this point in my life, because I know how sausage is made. I work in it. I just want to believe. I'm chasing believability. When Brock Lesnar's out there, I believe. When Braun Breaker's out there, I believe. And when Gunther's out there, I believe. I want that. And I'm just, now it's just, I get glimpses of it. And I want to buy in. I want to suspend my disbelief just long enough. I mean, I can remember being in New Orleans at WrestleMania, Charlotte versus Asuka. I never believed in a million years that Asuka was going to lose that match because of her streak. But I'm a Charlotte fan. So I'm pulling for Charlotte. The people around me are pulling for Asuka. when Charlotte put that figure 8 on her and Asuka tapped, I came out of my chair. And for me, I don't get that very often anymore. So I desperately watching this just for those moments.
And it's so funny that you say that, because that's what I tell people all the time. Not that we're just better than them at seeing things, but we've been around so long and being able to call out, catch cues that the average fan won't. So when something happens where they fool us, that's all we want. We can complain, we can call out things, we can do a lot of things, but ultimately we want to be fooled. And it is so wonderful for us. It's like, I didn't see that coming.
Right.
Man, good. All right, that's good. Oh, that love of wrestling is still there, where they could even fool me.
It's like playing golf. It's like playing golf. You get to a point where you're so humbled and so frustrated about how poorly you're playing, and then you hit that one good shot that will make you come back and keep doing it.
Exactly.
And I think, like you said, Dave, I think the three of us, and probably the people that listen or whatever, we very much appreciate, just like you said, Gunther tapped out to AJ without the ref seeing, so that AJ broke the hold so that he could get out. We could very much be like, that was good. That was good. Like you said, we can critique it in that way instead of being like, he tapped, on the keyboard warriors. We're going to be like, that was smart. Like, I love, like you said, that's a throwback. That was smart that he did that. And sometimes we don't always see that. Sometimes we see people like standing somewhere for 30 seconds so the guy can get ready on the ropes, and and it's like, okay, that doesn't
the
help
dives
me.
and the catching,
and we have seen some things that were like, oh my God, what was that? Like just something that happens that's kind of takes your breath away. Like, how did he not die from that? Or whatever. Yeah. And then we've also seen like, oh, wait a minute, got to stabilize. And they're just like, oh, so that can really take you out of it. And I know that does to Dave too, especially, but that could definitely take you out of things whenever, you're like, okay, I got to pretend I'm not seeing you set up this move so that I can be.
Well, and also when the referee,
it.
a referee not counting something, or a referee missing something. I mean, mistakes that unfortunately I watch through the eyes of a referee, and that can take me out of it as well.
You know what? Speaking of ref, I really loved the part where, with the Io Sky Rhea Ripley match, and they, they power bomb her or whatever they do to poor, I don't know if it was Liv or if it was Roxanne at that point, and Io Sky does her little thing, and Rhea's like 1, 2, and then it was like all of a sudden, I mean, it was perfect timing. Raquel jerked her legs out from underneath. She fell on the ref, like that whole thing was broken up. That could have gone very bad, But I mean, that was perfect timing, and it really did kind of catch you off guard. You didn't see Raquel out there; she was, kind of blended in, and Rhea's all excited. You just figured that was the ending, and then boom, you're off for another 5-10 minutes of the match. So again, I thought that was really great. I thought that was a great ref bump. Sometimes it is like they act like they were like absolutely run up by Zamboni, and then all of a sudden they popped up when it's time to do the count, and you're just like, that did not take me out of it or whatever. But Dave, you're going to need a flashlight. We can't, or do something. We can barely see you.
Oh, I forgot in here. Thank you,
Amy. One of the funny.
And then he came out of the grave.
Okay. What I loved about that spot was different. It was a different spot. I'm not saying it may have been done before, but we hadn't seen it. It's not one they use every single time. So that was the brilliance to me of it. And like you said, their timing was impeccable.
It was. That was a really great piece right there. He definitely fell on the ref. The way he fell on the ref, that legitimately looked like that was like that would have been something that really could have happened,
Right.
instead of sometimes they're like 18 feet away and they dive and they tap them and all of a sudden that pushed them off. And, I get it because, but that was really well done.
And it helps too when the crowd is hot. When the crowd is hot and then you do something as spectacular as that's what helped. Where that could have been easily a 3-star match, that took it up to a 4.5.
Yes, I agree. That was really good.
And another thing that a lot of people don't get, like you said, the referee, he sold it so well that you legitimately thought he got knocked out.
Yeah.
And I was talking to someone else about what we look at as wrestling, because some people look at just the match. Then, like you, Dave, you're looking at it from a referee's eyes. You see different things that maybe I wouldn't see or pay attention to. And I look at things like, oh, okay, he did this. Oh, I see the setup to this. And Amy could look at it totally different. So it's so many different ways of viewing wrestling and the way you process it. Because like the Royal Rumble, for me, the whole thing about the Royal Rumble is I'm looking if they're giving another young star a chance. That's my whole thing. I fully admit when Jey Uso won last year, I was upset. Then I turned around. It wasn't even 12 hours later. I was like, dummy, you just said that you wanted new stars. Why all the time the big names win it when they can get a title match anytime?
Right. And 2 champions.
Say again.
Champions, so it's not like there's 2 champions now. So from one for each channel, each brand. So whoever wins the Rumble is getting one of them. So there's going to be somebody else that's going to get the other one.
Right.
So, but I mean, like we're going into the Rumble, and man, I want Trick Williams. I want Obafemi. I want Brian Breaker. I want somebody like that to win it. I don't want and with nothing against Cody, because I love Cody. I don't want to see Cody win the Royal Rumble again.
No, and again, it's a waste. That's why the Royal Rumble had took something out of me for the last few years, because it's like, oh, he could have just challenged him and got the title match. Oh, he didn't need to win this. And then the guys that don't get any chance, they sit in catering most of the year. They throw them out in the Royal Rumble just to have the bodies. And again, no disrespect to anybody that is doing that's a wrestler. I get it. That's your job. But
yeah, we won't criticize the talent. We'll criticize the booking.
Exactly. And they need to build. That's to me was one of WWE's biggest problems. They had no mid-card talent built. So if something happened, they can move them up. They have none. Now they're starting to bring the NXT guys and girls, and it's feeling a little fresh and building. But still, for people like Otis, who has been sitting there all this time, they could have came up with something for Otis.
And they did him so dirty when they put the Money in the Bank on him.
Yeah.
I mean, they bailed on him with the Money in the Bank.
Exactly. And that's, I guess that's one of my biggest issues with WWE. Now they're doing better to correct that. I give them credit for that. And with AEW, I've not had this argument with someone that at least AEW, you had 5-6 contenders that you can legitimately make sense of why they're getting a title shot. We don't know who's going to be next. We can assume, but we don't know. And they can make it storyline make sense of why that person is challenging. And you still have these other guys who compete. There's reasons why they're competing to get to Max. I like that. I know that's old school booking, but I like it. It's simple.
Yeah.
And it makes me care about the contenders too.
Mm-hmm.
So what happens if somebody get hurt? They can slot right in.
There's plenty of them. And
Yes.
I think the future's bright. I mean, I'm thankful for AEW because I got a lot of friends that work there. They're making a living in professional wrestling. And WWE, they've stacked their talent. The young guys, the future's bright. The future's very bright.
I think so too. It's been quite a while since I've been so happy and so joyful for it.
And on the women's side, I mean, they got so much good female talent.
Ooh.
That it's going to be easy for the very good females to get lost in the shuffle.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, think about. I mean, Jordan Grace was getting lost, and then they've got her. Now they've got her on the main roster, and she'll probably win. I think she'll probably win the women's rumble. But she was lost in the shuffle there for several months because you had Stephanie McCour, you had Julia, then the rise of Saul Ruka and Jada Parker.
Kind of all started coming at the same time. We were being introduced to a lot of them kind of in that same time period. And yeah, she kind of did get lost. And so you think she's going to win? You think she's going to win the Women's Royal Rumble, Pondwater?
I do.
You do? That's a good guess.
Is she wrestling Jade at the Royal Rumble?
No.
Yeah, I think she's going to win the Royal Rumble and go after Jade.
I'm thinking Bianca's coming back because that's the feud that to me they've been waiting to hold off on until Bianca comes back. I could see her winning the second Royal Rumble.
That would be a good one. I think so they're talking about Tiffany Stratton too. She's been so like again, I like a Royal Rumble where you don't really know who could win and that you actually have really good potentials.
But but this year there's no huge story like nobody's back's against the wall that they got to win the Rumble to get back where they need to be.
Exactly. Right. And I like that. I really do because it plays into you actually anyone can win it.
Mm-hmm. I do like your guess of Bianca. Like you said, I think people have been anxiously awaiting for that too. And you could see her come back with that determination of, I'm going to win so that I can get that, I can beat Jade. And seeing them kind of go back, I mean, having a pretty good back and forth until the WrestleMania. I think that would be a really good WrestleMania match. Excuse me.
Yeah. So guys, I want to thank y'all so very much for coming on the show. One of the main reasons why I wanted to do this appreciation month because a lot of time people don't get their just dues, their flowers, so to say, until after they're gone. And I think that's a real sad thing. And personally in my life, I've lost people that I didn't get a chance to let them know how I felt. And I just feel like I'm not letting that happen anymore. And that to thank y'all for not only for your podcast, but for your love of wrestling, for everything y'all do. y'all continuously make it bright for wrestling's future.
Oh,
And I really do appreciate y'all and thank y'all so very much for it.
oh, your words just that just makes us feel so good, doesn't it, Dave?
It sure does. We're gonna need to get you to come spend an hour with us over on our pod.
That's cool. I would definitely love to.
I'm just gonna tell everybody that I thought that we were doing a forest theme, and I'm out here in the woods.
Get ready to tell us the spooky story.
Yeah.
That's the next segment.
Thank you for putting up with my technological difficulties tonight. I apologize,
Again,
but I couldn't get around it.
oh
think
no, I understand. And again, it happens, and you can just tell them that I just wouldn't let you around the fire close enough. So
That's not bad with me because I'd probably fall in.
He's got some stories, Professor. I'm just telling you.
But thank you so much.
Yes, we so
appreciate
appreciate it.
oh, y'all more than welcome. And anytime y'all want to come on, y'all feel free to let me know. We'll definitely make it happen.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you very much.
You're welcome. Guys, girls, thank you so much for joining me around the campfire for another amazing story, getting to learn more about what we as podcasters do, go through, and love to do for not only for the sport of wrestling, but for you, the fans. We really do enjoy it and appreciate it. Before I go, you know me. Oh, goodness. And let me say this. I had this that I was supposed to do, and I screw it up every single episode. Every episode. I never do. And look, bam, a QR code so you can go to there. But the conversation got so good I forgot. My apologies. So, but before we go, I really want y'all to please, please, please support your local indie wrestling. I cannot say it enough times. Going to an indie show is not better than going to WWE, but it's not worse than going to WWE. What it is, it's a different feel and atmosphere. You will be so amazed on some of the great talent you see there, and you actually can talk to the wrestlers, get merch from them. It is such a great atmosphere. So please, if you don't do it but one time, give it a try so you can see how hard these young men and women are working for the love of the sport. And I did say sport, not entertainment. So
Yeah, I don't tell people that I'm on a show Friday night or Saturday night. I'm working an event.
there you go.
The show comes on Monday night.
Yeah, you are definitely not wrong. So with that being said, guys, girls, I am Professor Bear. This has been the Bear's Thought, and we'll see you around the campfire again real soon. Y'all take care.
Bye-bye.
Good night.